You got to draw like dicks around my face and stuff, like all over the place.
Yeah.
And like loser up here with an arrow pointed right here.
Hey, that's.
My name is Sean Porter, S-H-A-U-N. I call him every day to tell him to suck my dick.
We have a call because people are offended by your sign. So.
But I didn't offend them. They offended themselves by not liking the choice of words I have for the governor.
Okay.
Off my sign. Get off my property, motherfucker. Anyway, you know what? That looks just like his truck. No fucking way. Anyhow, this guy's like 6'3". He's extremely aggressive and violent because he's a former Olympic athlete. He ran for president.
I've got with me Mr. Porter, Sean Porter. He is, I got to be honest, I'm kind of a fan of his, one of my favorite YouTube channels. And his YouTube channel is tough to describe unless you have seen his videos for yourself. So I'm going to let the man himself describe his channel in a few words.
Well, my channel is basically a train wreck. It's like going to a Van Halen concert in 1987. You know, you don't really know what you saw, but you had fun. You know, I've protested when I was harassed by an HOA in Lake Linganore, Maryland, and I put some videos, I emailed them to people, and didn't have a YouTube channel or anything like that. And then when the lockdown happened, at a certain point with the governor lecturing us about how it's our fault that the coronavirus exists here, you know, I went out with a billboard after him and his ridiculous lockdown measures. They were closing our bars were closed.
Yep.
Our restaurants were closed. My friends and family were out of business. A lot of my favorite bars never came back. A lot of my favorite stores were gone. I was halfway through getting my Acura reupholstered in certain areas, like parts that were bad, and the work wasn't done, and the guy went out of business during the lockdown for non-essential businesses. So I started going out, and I did not immediately put videos on YouTube. I recorded the police when they showed up. Because I couldn't believe how stupid they were. Yeah, it's not that they're stupid; it's that they're not trained, and that they're raised properly. Unlike me, I was raised by rabid raccoons, and so they're out there thinking that it's illegal to have a giant billboard that says "Suck my dick, Larry Hogan. Go fuck yourself, you Nazi cunt." So they would. You know, try and retaliate, manufacture reasons for why they could arrest me. And I just videotaped it, put it online. All of a sudden, everybody liked it. I'm like, all right. And if I go out and have a good day of protesting, that means that nobody attacked me and that the police left me alone. And you're not going to see all the days where I was out there meeting people and getting my word out. And I'm just pushing my point of view. It's that simple. I'm not monetized. I couldn't be because I cuss too much. And my billboard sign are as offensive as possible because one, that's the way I am. And then two, the sizzle gets the steak, the sizzle sells the steak. It's what attracts people into the message. And that's what gets them sharing it on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, I get more views of my material from other people's channels and other people that see it and then upload it as clips than I get from my own channels. I mean, millions upon millions upon millions of views a month of me acting like an idiot, but my opinion's getting out there. So as long as my opinion gets out there, I'll fall on my sword. I don't care what I look like.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, your channel is, I think you're nearing 40,000 subscribers, but like you said, your videos are out there everywhere with millions of views. And even on my channel, I posted one, I think that you entitled Hottie Cop or something familiar or something similar to that. And it's already got like 8,500 views, and I only have a few thousand subscribers.
1,000 total. Actually, one of them, there's a couple of them. Basically, like if a female shows up, I don't really care who she is. I'm going to call her a hottie cop for her ego. Be nice. You know.
Yeah.
Unless they're really bad to me, and then I'll call them like hottie Nazi. But videos with females in it do better than videos with dudes in it.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%. I learned that quickly. I mean, like I said, it was the only video on my channel that really kind of took off, and I think I gained like 100 subscribers from your video. So thank you for that. But getting
You're
into
welcome.
that specific video, I think there's a unique factor there that most of the viewers, there's millions of people that have seen it, specifically about those two officers. What can you tell me about them now, and then maybe what you kind of found out once this video became viral?
Well, I found out that YouTube has nothing better to do than to watch me talk shit. And apparently a lot of people find it amusing, but I'm always like this. And that's what people don't understand is I am an asshole. It's not an act. I'm usually a lot more polite. But when I'm out there engaged in a constitutionally protected act and I'm trying to get my word out, and someone's telling me that I can't do that, there is like a switch in my head that goes from like normal asshole to super asshole, and they're switching it. They're turning it on. And, when caught on video, it's quite hilarious. A lot of my best moments are not on video. I don't have the ability when I'm out there for 9 hours protesting. I do not have the ability to record all the interactions with people stopping by, trying to talk trash out of their car. They won't get out of their car unless they have their gigantic 6'5" tall buddy with them or something. But, those interactions are priceless. I'm trying to find a way to where I can get that video, and it has to be good quality because the body cam stuff doesn't really work. The sunglass cam stuff is 40 minutes at best. Don't ever buy from a company called Z-Tronics. I've had 6 different pairs of the same sunglasses from them, and they've all been defective within 2 or 3 videos.
Oh, they're like spy sunglasses that have a camera in them? Yeah,
they don't work worth the crap.
Okay.
I've used them. You can tell which ones they are because it's going all over the place because of my head, and I'm very animated and energetic as a person, and it's not the best video quality. But the 2 officers you're talking about in Bowie, Maryland, they left as a protest basically towards the tyrannical rule of their elected officials in the city of Bowie, and they're both out of law enforcement completely.
Wow.
Including another one of their coworkers is out of law enforcement as well.
Okay.
But both of those officers are no longer in law enforcement, and they're both doing better than they were in law enforcement under the Bowie Police Department. They're both happy. They're both regretful for having been with the Bowie PD from what I've heard, but I can't really comment much more past that.
No, that's great to hear that they've moved on from law enforcement and they're happy, but the video had nothing to do with what turned out with their careers, correct?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it. I have no effect on anybody. I am completely ineffectual.
About that.
Ask any lady I've been with.
I bet that female cop in the video gets recognized on the street by the millions of people that have seen her. So
yeah, I've gotten word that she's got quite a fan club. But she is not, unlike what everyone says, she doesn't have OnlyFans, Instagram. She's not on social media. You won't be able to find her. Good luck.
That's probably for the better, for all those creeps out there.
Yeah, she's a professional person. So is Officer Arnold. They're both professional people. They don't want any YouTube bullshit. They don't want any of this.
No, that's great, and I think that a lot of, let's call it First Amendment auditors, which I would not even put you in that category or anything close to it with your content, but a lot of those people, on their channels make it really seem like, it's a cop hating type of channel, and I don't think your channel is that. Am I right there?
I don't give 2 shits about the police.
Yeah.
Look, when a police officer treats me bad, I'm going to put them up there and I'm going to fucking mock them and humiliate them. But I hardly ever really get bad. I think I got one bad cop. It was Colonel Michael Wilson of the Maryland Capitol Police, who tried to arrest me for protesting Larry Hogan on the State House sidewalk where their website told me to go and protest, because he thought that my sign was vulgar and that vulgarity and obscenity was not protected by the First Amendment. So he tried to argue that he could arrest me for trespassing based on the fact he didn't like the content of my free speech. Yet the guy didn't know anything about Cohen versus California, the Miller 3-prong test to obscenity, which is the current standard for determining the obscenity. It has to lack any political or artistic value of any kind when the work is taken as a whole. And my stuff is both political and artistic.
Yeah. When we talk about your signage, you've got another talent in graffiti, drawing giant dicks on the side, drawing giant dicks on the side of your own lighthouse. Now, number one, explain your lighthouse to people that aren't familiar with that, so they can go watch it. And then number two, give me 3 of your favorite signs. I know there's probably over 100 that you've done. Definitely go check out his channel. They're fucking hilarious. But tell us about the lighthouse and then your 3 favorite signs.
So I'm building a Nova Scotia lighthouse. It's a 4-story lighthouse with a rooftop deck, and it's sitting on a few acres of land in the mountains of Western Maryland. And that's basically I'm tired of buying and selling houses and moving and, flipping houses and then living in them. And I'm basically living in a construction site my whole life. And in one state of construction or disrepair or another. And I'm tired of it. I just want my nice one house. I'm going to stay in that and kind of just focus on, living life a bit more and doing a little bit less construction related, especially after building this freaking house with subcontractors that don't show. I have to end up doing the work because they get better paying jobs because I am a cheap bastard. I was hanging 16-foot sections of LP Smart Side wood lap siding with a broken ankle in 20-mile-an-hour winds in 30-degree weather in December. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I literally sent the lift back. It was like $2,200 a month. And I'm finishing the last of it March 21st. That whole week, I'm just going to knock out the last 15, 20 feet of extremely difficult siding I put off till the very end. It's a bunch of different angle cuts and all. But
right.
The house is modeled after the Nova Scotia Lighthouse Boar's Head on the island province of Nova Scotia in Canada. I wanted something with a rooftop deck, and as soon as I saw the unmodified version of my house's plans online, I was like, oh, I got to build this. Who the hell would build a lighthouse? No bank would ever finance a lighthouse. No one's going to be able to build something this crazy. So I was like, fuck it. I'll go ahead and build this thing. And it stands out. There's a lighthouse in a cornfield. It's red and white, and it looks completely insane, and it's next to a bunch of mansions and stuff.
Yeah.
My neighbors are all in between $900,000 homes to like $3.5, $4 million. The richest guy in the county lives like 4 doors up from me. So it's an exclusive area, and to have the smallest house in the most exclusive area is good for property valuations. I will likely, once done, I'll likely get a mortgage on it, use the money to invest in stocks, and retire. And then I'll have more time for fucking signs.
Yeah. Speaking of those fucking signs, what are your favorite 3 that you've done? I know you've done some dumpster size. You've done some signs that you stick at the end of your driveway with what you're labeling your current home. So give us your top 3.
Well, honestly, I like the re-elect fat bastard sign because I put a lot of my heart into the Golden Corral sponsorship deal that we got for that sign. And it's hilarious. It calls out somebody who said some not nice things to me on a couple different or about me without even knowing me on a couple different occasions. But long story short, I would say it's that one, and then it's the giant 16-foot Biden penis sign because I had actually been thinking about that sign for a long time, and I was just trying to find the best target to put on the dickhead, which is the face of our current president. I don't like that guy.
No.
And, it is hilarious. That's got the most views. I mean, it got up to 200 million on TikTok. It kept getting, millions of views taken down, millions of views taken down over and over and over and over again. So those 2, and then I think one from 2014 I had, which was Keith Richards for president from the Rolling Stones, and it had him all like drooling, smoking a cigarette, nodded out on heroin on the sign. Keith Richards for president. He can't even run because he's not a natural born U.S. citizen. He's a Brit.
Right.
But it was hilarious, and it used to be a T-shirt when I was growing up. Keith Richards for president. I've seen the Stones in concert. I like their music. That was probably one of my favorites.
Okay. And then, but before I let you go, Sean, what are some future work or some upcoming projects you're working on? That you'll be posting on YouTube, not necessarily audits or anything like that. Just some projects you're gonna be posting on YouTube, people can look out for.
Well, I've got a sign I'm picking up. It involves Alec Baldwin. It's a joke sign, just to piss off the rich people who don't have a sense of humor on my neighborhood. I've been putting signs at the end of the driveway, directing people like with an arrow up my driveway, making it seem like there was all sorts of crazy things being built back there. The Boonesboro plus-size nudist colony with a picture of Rosie O'Donnell on it. The Boonesboro home for the criminally deranged with Pablo Escobar on it was a good one. I had the Sunnyvale trailer 2021. And before I broke ground, I put that out there and making them think that a whole bunch of trailers were coming. It said a rifle range centered because I have a rifle range and you can hear it at night.
That was a good one. And then,
but yeah, as far as future work,
yeah.
I really don't want to be posting a lot of content other than my signs and stuff. There's been some issues that came up that I've reposted about friends of mine, or I've helped friends out and, by posting stuff that happened to them just to get publicity and to get, people letting their government officials know how they feel about certain issues. And that's important to me. But as far as the lockdown is over, the bulk of my protests, legitimate protests, are over. It's basically trolling elected government officials from here, time to time. I have a lot of fun doing it. A lot of people stop and take pictures with me. And I've met a lot of really cool people. And, I've had a whole lot of fun doing it, but mocking government officials, that never goes out of style. So we'll see. There may be a day when nothing happens and the channel is over. And if that happens, I'm fine. I just have better shit to do.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, as somebody that is a frequent viewer of your channel, I can't tell you enough. I mean, I can't tell you how funny your shit is, because I'll give you an example. I'll be sitting in my basement. My wife and kids are upstairs, and if I'm like uncontrollably fucking laughing, my wife will text me. She's like, "Are you watching Mr. Porter again?" So it's your content is not only it's hilarious, you're out there showing what the First Amendment's honestly all about, which America's kind of lost sight of. So you're bringing attention to that, and just wanted to say, thanks for joining me on my channel, helping me out. It really is a big favorite for me because, with Rogue, doing an interview with Rogue Nation, he was awesome to come on, and I went from, like 75 subscribers, I'm nearing 500, and I assume that it's only going to keep growing with you guys coming on, telling your story. So I appreciate it, Sean, and we will talk very soon, my man.
Absolutely. Have a good day, and, good luck with your channel.
All right. Thanks.